everyone, I'm Jordan Banderas, the host of the Bad Influence podcast, and I thought I influenced you badly with today's episode. But before we get started, don't forget to smash the subscribe or follow button so you don't miss out on any episodes. So let's get started. And first of all, I'm back. We finally got our house, we moved into the house, it feels pretty good because I don't have neighbors above me, next to me, or anything like that. So it actually feels peaceful. But what happens when you buy a house? There comes repairs. So what happens when you have to do repairs? You have to learn how to fix it. The reason why I say that is because you may have seen this, but a few weeks ago, I posted a video that resonated with me as it described my entire life in a nutshell. And in the video, there was an interracial couple just like mine, which is why it resonated with me so much. Now, the video starts out with a Mexican guy looking at a bunch of tools such as a drill, measuring tape, etc. And then the video has a caption stating, "Marrying a Mexican man, so I don't have to do home repairs." Then the video switches to where the same guy sits in front of a computer with the caption, "But I married an office Mexican." Then the video shows his wife, who is white, holding a drill, and at the end of the video, I stitched myself into it and said, "I felt it in my soul, and at least I'm not the only one," which I thought it was funny because my wife thought she was marrying a Mexican handyman, but ended up marrying a Mexican IT guy. So in reality, she is the one that wears the tool belt in the relationship, and I don't really mind it. But after I posted the video, I got quite a bit of flack for it, which is something that surprised me a lot because I got a message asking me why would I post that kind of video since I'm a man, and I should know how to do repairs around the house and be able to use tools since not everything is about computers. At first I was like, whatever, but in the message, the sender also stated that a woman should never do home repairs or even touch a tool, since that's what I'm supposed to be there for, because my wife needs a real man around the house. And when I read that, I was like, what the fuck, man? It's just a video. Chill out. Take a chill pill. Relax. It's not your house. Because I knew the footage accurately represented my relationship since my wife is way more of a handyman than me. She is constantly teaching me how to fix things around the house. And since her dad literally raised her like a boy, she can fix almost anything. And to be honest, I don't mind it because I'm learning a lot from her. And since, like I mentioned, we just bought a house, I feel like I need to learn to do things around it, I can't just let her do every single repair. I have to learn at one point. Now, I'm not saying I don't know how to fix anything, because I can fix things, just not everything, And simply put, a handyman raised my wife, and a single mom raised me, or at least tried. And the only person I could have learned how to be a handyman from was definitely not very handy. But anyway, when I responded to the message, I was like, I understand what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. But so what if I'm not a handyman? I have lived my entire life in an apartment or rented a house where if anything broke, the landlord will take care of it. So there was no urgency for me to learn how to fix things, to be honest. And another thing that stopped me from learning how to fix things is that when my mom needed something fixed, she would call my uncle. And like I said, he's not very handy. And I don't know if it's because of the culture or because he didn't really know what he was doing. But anytime I tried to help him fix things or ask questions, either he could not explain it correctly, so I wasn't able to understand it, or he will get mad when I messed up. And he will either say, "Get out of here," or "Stand over there and just watch." That's it. So because of this, I have always thought I'm not good at fixing things because he will never let me try. So I always expected someone else to do it for us. Now, when I share this with people, they say, "Oh, it couldn't have been that bad growing up." But they get surprised when I share some stories with them. Like this one, because I think this one is funny. That's why I want to share it. So there was a time, this happened a long time ago. My uncle and I tried to change the brakes in my car, on my car. For this, I had to go to his house to do it since he had the tools and the garage space to do it. And when I got there, I was like, I can do this because I have done it before in school. So I was like, I'm gonna do it. And while I was trying to do it on my own, he decided to take over. He was like, "Just watch." And that's exactly what I did. I just watched. And while I was watching him, I noticed that he was tying the lug nuts instead of loosening them. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. But I tried to tell him what he was doing wrong. I was like, "Hey, it's righty tighty, lefty loosey." But he said, "I know what I'm doing." So I was like, okay. But he was getting frustrated because he couldn't get them to come off. So he thought that we didn't have the right tool for the job. So we went to AutoZone and got a wrench that was supposed to work according to him. But what ended up happening is the new tool broke because he was doing it wrong in the first place, like I told him. Now, in the end, he decided to get help from his neighbor who had better tools. So the neighbor came in with his tools and he was able to remove the lug nuts in less than a minute. He was just like, "Nyeh, nyeh, nyeh," and remove them. Now, this is where it gets funny because the neighbor asked us, "Were you guys doing it wrong?" And before I could answer yes, my uncle said, "No. Maybe our tool was not what we really needed." Now, when he said that, I started laughing inside because he didn't want to listen to me in the first place. And I know I was right. I knew it. Now, the person who sent me the message replied after I shared this story with him and asked if my wife minded me not being very handy. The answer is simply no. She doesn't care because now she's teaching me. And I shared this story with him, and now I want to share this other story with you guys. Because this happened a few years ago when I had to accept that my wife was handier than me. So, my wife loves plants. She absolutely loves them. We have like 20 plants in the house now. So, at this point, a few years ago, our money tree outgrew its older pot. So we needed to move it to a bigger one. And my wife asked me if I could help her transplant it real quick. I was like, sure. But I have never done this, just so you know. I've never done it. I don't know what I'm doing. And you're going to have to guide me. That's why I said to her. She was like, okay, easy peasy. But the way that she said it was more in like, yeah, whatever. I know you can do it. Whatever, just do it kind of way, you know? You know what I'm talking about? So we start the process and we get to the most critical part in all of this, which is when I have to get the tree out of its original pot and quickly get it to the new one. And I guess this has to be done very fast so the plant doesn't die. And at this point, I get the tree out, but instead of putting it into the new pot, I'm just standing there holding it in the air, almost like posing for a picture saying, "Look, Ma, a money tree." You know, like when somebody catches a big fish and they just pose with the fish like handling with the fish in their hand, just like that. I was posing like that with the money tree out. So what happened when my wife saw that? She started to freak out. She was like freaking out. She was like, "What are you doing? Hurry, put it in its new pot." And I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing." So my wife is freaking out still at this point. She's all like, "The tree is going to die. You better hurry. You better hurry." And I'm just like, "I know what you're saying, but what part of I don't know what I'm doing do you not understand?" And for some reason, it finally clicked on her because she was like, "Oh, wait, you really don't know? You literally don't know?" I was like, "Yes, I have clearly never done this before." So after that, she calmed down and said, "Okay, let me help you, damn it." Because she thought I knew what I was going to do or where I needed to do all the steps, which I did. And in the end, we were able to move the tree to its new pot. And it survived, for all of you who are wondering. And we had a huge breakthrough in our communication because she truly understood that when I say, "I don't know what I'm doing," I really don't know. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of guys in similar situations like mine, the ones that aren't handy. And if you are, don't feel bad for not being a handyman because there are no rules that state men must know how to fix everything. Because sometimes it's better to have someone else fix the issue if we're going to cause more problems in the long run. I know, I've done it before. I have caused more problems in the long run trying to fix other things. So, don't feel bad if your wife or partner is handier than you because maybe you guys can work together and learn new things from each other, just like my wife and I did. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys in today's episode. Leave your thoughts about the topic in the comments. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. We are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And you can send me a DM on social media or email me at bjordanthebadinfluence@gmail.com. You can ask me questions that I might be able to answer on the podcast. You can suggest topics or anything like that. If you just want to talk, just say hi. And I leave you with this. Not knowing is the biggest opportunity you'll have in life because then you can learn, and when you do that, you can make the things you want to accomplish happen. And have a great day.